Good morning and welcome to On the Spot News right here on Zimbabwe Daily. Let's take a look at the news making the headlines. It's too late for diaspora voters. ZANU-PF to dissolve Marondera cell structures. Bread price must go down, says RBZ. ED warns Triple C. Chained Sikala questions why armed robbers are walking uncuffed as case is postponed to Wednesday. And in sport news, FIFA study of AFCON and Euros finds half of all players abused online. Junior Sebbles get Canada International Series invite, and the news in detail. Civil society organizations, CSOS, have decreed the discrimination of diasporans who will not vote in the 2023 general elections because the country has not reformed its electoral laws. There have been loud calls from different sections of the society demanding amendments to the country's electoral act to allow for the diaspora vote in the next year's general elections. In its first electoral reform series titled Diaspora Vote in Zimbabwe, Feasibility versus Desirability, civic society group Tutuma Zimbabwe said people in the diaspora will not vote next year because Zimbabwe has failed to effect constitutional and electoral act amendments. The ZANU-PF leadership in Mashonaland East Province is considering to dissolve its cell structures ahead of next year's elections, claiming they were not representatives enough. Addressing a provincial coordinating committee in Marondera on Sunday, provincial chairperson Daniel Gare said the party will set up new structures. As ZANU-PF candidate Ignatius Mateveke lost to Citizens Coalition for Change candidate Caston Mateo in the March 23 by-elections. The defeat did not go down well with opposition, with some party members who accuse some leaders of failing to mobilize enough support for the party. There are reports that some of the cell members voted for the opposition. Meanwhile, a party mobilizing team led by Politburo member David Parenyatwa will begin moving around the province starting today to mobilize people to register to vote. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, RBZ, yesterday directed that bread prices should be reviewed downwards from 640 RTGS in line with the official foreign currency exchange rate and global trends. This follows a meeting earlier yesterday between the RBZ and the National Bankers Association of Zimbabwe to discuss bread prices and challenges of the cost of productions they are facing. During the meeting, the RBZ agreed to avail foreign currency to bakers on a weekly basis. Bread currently costs between 540 and 640 RTGS for a standard loaf, while super bread costs 1,000 RTGS. Alternatively, it is pegged at between 1,040 and 1,070 at some retail outlets. The price of bread has triggered a public outcry, with millers attributing the price hike to erratic wheat supplies due to Russia-Ukraine war. President Emerson Mnangagwa has accused the opposition Citizen Coalition for Change (CCC) of stage managing acts of political violence countrywide to stall Zimbabwe's readmission into the Commonwealth. Addressing mourners at the National Heroes Acre during the burial of National Hero Major General RTG Sidney Bebe at the National Shrine yesterday, Mnangagwa said he would crack the whip on the perpetrators of violence. He was referring to the Nyatsima violence last week, where Triple C activists engaged in running battles with ZANU-PF supporters following the brutal murder of opposition activist Mo Blessing Ali. Mnangagwa said the Nyatsima violence was managed ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, scheduled for Kigali, Rwanda from yesterday to Saturday, where Zimbabwe is seeking readmission. Citizen Coalition for Change lawmaker Job Sikala Monday took to the state to task over its continued use of leg irons and cuffs on him and co-accused Godfrey Sitole, while armed robbers went unchained. The two, who are charged with inciting public violence, had their case rolled over to Wednesday by Deputy Chief Magistrate Gibson Mandaza. Prosecutor Michelle Reza was forced to apologize on behalf of prison officers after Sikala shouted from the dock that what he and his colleague were being subject to was unheard of. The officers claimed they had misplaced keys to the leg irons before they were found. As bail hearing continued, the Joe lawyer Alec Muchaden Hama demanded the release of the video in which his clients allegedly incited violence. Reza said the state will stick to the doctrine of common cause. The magistrate said he will hand over his judgment on Wednesday. And in other news, And in other news, a Kwekwe man committed suicide at his home in Mbizo just 1 month after his wedding. Tinashe Kasamba is believed to have taken a poisonous substance to kill himself. He left behind his wife Belma just a month after their wedding. Reports say Kasamba decided to kill himself after he was caught in a compromising position with a male counterpart. And in entertainment news, Chari sings for accident victims. Gospel singer Albert Chari yesterday released the song Muchinge Madana, a dedication to the 38 Zion church members who lost their lives in a road traffic accident on their way to an Easter conference in Masvingo in April. The song's accompanying video, produced by Eli Mungu, was shot in Chipinge at a road section known as Matariana Curves, where the accident occurred, and it features families of the deceased, those who were crippled, and those on the mend. Association seeks to empower models. Blawayo Models Association BAA recently hosted a workshop featuring industry stakeholders and models from across the country's 10 provinces to empower models and discuss pertinent pageantry issues. Held at Open Eye Studios in the city of Kings and Queens, the workshop's attendees included Miss Africa Golden Sindiso Lovu, Zimbabwe Models Association acting president Kaya Pardon Kanye, and fashion designer Alex Kumirai of Pushantwana, among others. Addressing the models, former Miss Zimbabwe and grooming coach Samantha Chuma said it was important for models to join modeling agencies. And our sport news. And our sports news in detail. World Governing Body FIFA has teamed up with Players Union FIFPro to try to identify people who target players with abusive social media posts. A report tracked 400,000 social media posts during the semi-finals and finals of Euro 2020 and this year's Africa Cup of Nations. The study found that over 50% of players received some kind of abuse. The report found that black players who missed penalties were the most abused players in the Euro 2020 final league. After clinching the Rugby Africa Under-20 Bathurst Trophy in April, Zimbabwe's Under-20 rugby team will return to international action as part of an exciting international series to be played in Canada from August 9 to 24. The Junior Sables will battle in who battled it out against host Canada, Uruguay, and Chile in the high profile Four Nation tournament supported by the game's global governing body, World Rugby. The absence of the World Rugby Under 20 trophy, known as the RB Junior World Rugby Trophy, until 2040, the international series will allow teams to test themselves against new oppositions ahead of the global competition's return next year. And here are our menus once again. It's too late for diaspora voters. ZANU-PF to dissolve Marondera cell structures. Bread price must go down, says RBZ. ED warns Citizen Coalition for Change Party. Chained Sikala questions why armed robbers are walking uncuffed as case is postponed to Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you again same time tomorrow. Have a blessed day and remember, stay home.